So next year for the playoffs for college football, who do you have? Top 4 teams, obviously.
You know, the past 6 years, it's been the same 10 teams. And I think there's going to be a little bit of shakeup this year. Right. Every second of the day is geared towards winning for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Of course.
And so I got them number 1. The big question mark for them was going to be quarterback play. They lost the offensive coordinator, Todd Monken, to the Baltimore Ravens, who, in my opinion, was a really great offensive mind. And so anytime you have some turnover in that department, I think there's going to be a little bit of growing pains. New quarterback, it's either going to be Brock or Carson from what I'm hearing. I think they're both capable. And with that supporting cast around them, the skill, the defense, I don't think it'll be an issue being the number 1 seed in this playoff.
And, you know, obviously there's the coaching search that's going on now here at SC. Just curious as to, like, anything you've heard or your just general thoughts on some of the candidates that are out there.
I think it's really easy. Like, it's not hard to name the list of candidates.
Yeah.
Number 1. So let's just start that. Like, of course, this job is awesome.
Everyone's a candidate.
We were having that debate earlier. Like, the other guys didn't think so, but in my opinion, it's a top 3 job in college football.
So paint a picture for me. You're in front of 110,000 people. You have to dissect the defense in real time. Games on the line.
I'm going to drop back and throw a touchdown.
I know you are.
I'm drop back and throw a touchdown.
Compare that to some relay race. You're doing a 100-meter backstroke.
Dude. And you're just freaking out. You're like, oh, shit.
You think that's more difficult?
Justin Herbert is such a guy. He's so
he's going
funny
off.
too.
He's going to go off this year.
Yeah,
he's getting a lot of praise in camp, bro.
Yeah, people. Gosh, and I've been saying it since.
Really? You knew he was gonna be a guy?
Since I got to Oregon, you know, this guy is going to be an NFL Hall of Famer, and you know, it's crazy how it's playing out for the man, and I'm so very happy for
Freshman year, you're like, this guy's gonna be a Hall of Famer.
100%.
Now, number 2, don't get on me for being a homer, but I got to go USC.
Okay.
Got to go with my Trojans. Okay. And the reason is because we saw what happened Tulane game in the bowl game. The issue was clearly defense, right? Tackling. I was just with Tajay with the Titans this past weekend. The running back ran for something stupid, over 200 yards, few touchdowns. Yeah. I mean, we couldn't tackle. It was terrible. Offense, obviously, is going to put up points. Caleb is Caleb, best college quarterback right now. Right. In my opinion, Lincoln's the best offensive mind as well.
Of course.
And so with that being said, that big question mark, I think the new era of college football is the transfer portal. And we see what Deion's doing in Colorado. But what Lincoln's done is completely transformed that front seven. I mean, besides 1 or 2 returning dudes in that front seven, it's entirely new.
Did you see it coming? Is there something like within your training with him or interaction where you said, this guy's about to be a top 5 college football quarterback of all time?
Yeah, I got a great story. So I run these things called QB Summits. So they're camps. Now I do a tour around the country.
Yeah.
But I used to just do them in Orange County where I live. And so Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, and Kyle Allen, they did draft prep together. They're like best friends, right? Every year for draft prep, I give guys a different name.
So what are you trying? What's next for you? Like you're doing a lot of media stuff. You've got QB Summit. You're training guys. Like where do you see yourself moving forwards? Like do you want to be involved in the league or college football?
What do you want to be when you grow up?
You're gonna be an NFL head coach, GM.
Yeah.
Have you thought about it?
Oh yeah, a lot. So when I got into the league, I never thought I was going to the league.
I don't know if you know about Second Spoon, the nonprofit I run, but actually out of this truck, we distribute food on Skid Row, and we collect and partner with universities, dining halls, grocery stores, and we take all the surpluses, and that's what we distribute out there.
Amazing, I didn't know that.
So yeah, so we've got several trucks. We're out here in LA, Miami, Nashville, and it's all like a student athlete run thing. I started it after junior college, and then like you just talking kind of had me thinking like I want to use my platform to help others. Like that's kind of just that's where I find meaning, and
it's the only thing
that's
that's worth anything.
For sure, absolutely. But like you were saying with the hallway and the doors, like that's one door, but there's so many others.
Now 3, a little bit of a sleeper, so is Iowa, the Iowa Hawkeyes. Yeah. The reason I'm saying Iowa is because depending on the metric that you're looking at, either 1 and 2 in defensive statistics this past year, returning a lot of dudes, and you add a guy in Cade McNamara at quarterback, who from what I've heard is an unbelievable leader. All the dudes rally around him. We had Mike Morris on the pod a few months ago, D-lineman with the Seahawks now, talk about how great of a leader he is. He's accurate, he's poised, he's won big games. He's led Michigan to the college football playoffs in the past. So he's been to where they're trying to get to. Right. And so you add that to a very solid Iowa Hawkeye team well coached as always. As you said, hard-nosed, great defensive team. And I think that's the missing piece. I think you start winning some games offensively and you can get to where you want to go. I think Florida State's this year's TCU. And I'll tell you why. Max led a TCU team that no one thought would be anywhere near the Final Four. Now, I think Jordan Travis can be that same player for Florida State this year. You have listen now. You have,
I'm listening. You know, I'm gonna be a little biased because I'm a Miami guy.
No, I got you. You have a great supporting cast around Travis, who's a Heisman Trophy contender. In my opinion, a top 5 guy at his position going into this next year. I think so much of it's going to be quarterback play. The next piece is, again, schedule. I don't think the ACC is very daunting this season.